Harris is losing. She's losing bad. She's eating shit. She should probably, Roblox herself. How is she going to turn this campaign around? Well, there have been some reports, ladies and gentlemen, that she is considering going on the popular Joe Rogan podcast show. I thought we'd talk about it in a little segment I'm calling, Will Worst Vice President of All Time Kamala Harris appear on Joe Rogan's popular radio program, Train by Day, Joe Rogan Podcast at Night All Day? That's the name of his program. You guys hear the background music? It's his theme music. I got that running on a loop in the background. That won't drive anyone crazy. So, Joe Rogan is easily the most successful interviewer of all time. Who's second? Morley Safer? Never heard of him. Joe Rogan, hugely popular. He is also, much like Elon Musk, Donald Trump, and also me, bring me a sushi roll. I don't give a shit. He is also, of course, an alpha male. Damn, just look at that picture. Fuck, if you were already pregnant, now your baby is pregnant. That's how alpha he is. You've got twins, but one of the twins is living in another twin, which should have been, obviously the sequel to Twins. Danny DeVito just climbs up into Schwarzenegger like the fucking brain in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Joe Rogan will talk to anyone about any topic, as long as that topic is vaccines, trans people, or doing sets at the Comedy Store. That's wild, man. You knew you were doing a set and you were just crushing and killing it because there's not that many comedians. And you ever, there weren't like trans cavemen. They like straight up didn't exist, dude. But they start vaccinating people, and all of a sudden people start being gay. What's even the deal with that, dude? He's also 5'11". No matter what the lying mainstream media tells you, don't listen to them. He is an average height man. Now, you might remember earlier this year, Joe Rogan briefly endorsed Robert F. Kennedy Jr., pictured right. He's to the right. Those two pictures, he's the one on the right. Due to his positions on vaccines and also eating raw bear. RFK is the only candidate to come out and say he's in favor of eating raw bear. Well, kind of true. He is the only person to come out and say, you might eat raw bear. You have to eat raw bear. He's the only candidate to have based their voice off Lupita Nyong'o in Us. We are tethered. Now, Joe Rogan later took that endorsement back when everyone yelled at him about it. He pointed out accurately that while RFK Jr. has long stood up for people who don't want any needles next to them because needles look vaguely Jewish, he's proudly stood up for that. Okay, but on the other hand, Donald Trump got shot in the ear. His whole ear was blasted off, and he regrew another one, which is how cool he is. Kim said, fight, 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 which is one of the most badass American things I have ever seen. And you got to think, is the Kamala campaign being like, can we just do that? We maybe get someone to just, and then they're done right there. Now, meanwhile, Kamala Harris, seen here doing nothing to stop the flood of illegal immigrants pouring into this country, recently appeared on the Howard Stern show. Aside from when he had to ride the Sibian, that was pretty good content, the interview was the usual disaster we expect. Adrock says RFK Jr. has both kinds of body counts. Valid point. The thing about Kamala Harris, we were all attacking her because she refused to do interviews, which is true. But now she's doing interviews and they're so boring. You get every Trump interview, you read it and you're like, oh, we might all die. Everyone might die. You see a Kamala Harris interview and you're like, I guess it's nice that Maya Rudolph's getting work. I guess that's nice. So she's boring. She needs to up the content. So is it possible we will someday see, perhaps someday soon, see Kamala Harris on the Joe Rogan All Day Morning Zoo Crew radio show? Is that possible? We could see it happen. Some sources are saying she's going to appear on his podcast. And the question is, speaking of questions, what questions will Joe Rogan be asking her? Riddle me that. I have some ideas. Question 1. If you like illegal immigrants so much, why don't you marry them? The border is wide open. America, every single day, has millions of immigrants, the vast minority of them white. Most of them not white, are sneaking into this country. Because you can see in that picture right up there, they built the wall, but they left a bunch of like holes in the wall. There's just slats there. You can't just put up there. They're going to just sneak through. Then we're only going to have skinny Mexicans, and they're the least fun. At least if you're going to let them in, make the slats bigger so we can get a nice jolly fat Mexican. Come on, hear me out. Question number 2. Should children be allowed to do trans stuff even if it's gross? And if so, are there any limitations in how big their new dicks can be? Because we will not be having this. I will not be having this. Okay, you understand me? If you're going to be like, oh, I'm a trans girl and I'm really into anime and for some reason I think the hottest dudes are all Korean now. 16-year-old horniness is weird, bizarre, confusing. No one understands it, least of all me. But I'm actually a man. So you're going to need to use taxpayer money to chop off my left leg from the knee down to the ankle. And that's my new dick. No! We need to stop that. We need to stop. Jamie, pull up. Pull up. Is it possible to replace a penis with a leg? Jamie, whoa. Crazy, man. Pull that up, dude. Question, I think it's 3 now. Okay, so the person writing these seems a little confused. Inflation is through the roof. What will you do to help working families make ends meet? And also, can I borrow some money? It's rough out there. People cannot buy milk. They cannot buy eggs. People cannot buy fertilizer. You know what happens when you can't buy fertilizer? They can't grow food. That is why you need to get a bunker with enough Chef Boyardee to kill a horse. That is the only food that is going to be workable in the apocalypse, is those Chef Boyardee meatballs. And damn, they're going to be tasty. Actually, so the apocalypse, I just get to hang out in a bunker and eat Chef Boyardee and like watch Friends on DVD on repeat. Maybe we do a civil war. I'm just saying. Maybe we could do it. Question 4, I'm pretty sure. I think that's true. I think we're on the 4th question. Good work. First Joker movie releases under Trump. Big success. Second Joker movie released during your administration. Enormous flop. So, Kamala Harris, riddle me this. Why do you hate white people? I rest my case. I rest my case.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Question 6. Chimps. Like, what's their deal? Jamie, pull up that video of the chimp ripping someone's face off, dude. Pull that up. Crazy. Question 12. Is there a way we could, like, land on the moon, but, like, with weed? That's like, because people say, like, we went to the moon. And I'm like, how could we, like, go to the moon when we're not on the moon? You ever think about that, dude? Who are you again? Are you on the reboot of Vampire Diaries? Ha ha ha. I'm running for president of this country because I feel like in proper context we can get behind. Yeah, that's crazy, man, dude. Like, what if we made a spaceship out of weed? Question 14. Instead of 14B, it says, which I think is not correct. But they're asking, instead of transing the kids, could you just teach them Brazilian jiu-jitsu? It's better. I'm tired of them exposing these children to dangerous sexually anarchic material that is going to force them to be trans. Stuff like genderqueer or the Boss Baby. All those Despicable Me movies, okay? You might not know this, but what those minions are saying when they go, what they're actually saying is, white people deserve to die because colonizers have no place in the kingdom of heaven. I'm against that. Teach them Brazilian jiu-jitsu instead. Increase their confidence. Question, and this is in Chinese. I think it says, so I don't know what that is. I was just actually making racist noises. What's your position on tax rebates for sensory deprivation tanks? Valid question, Joe Rogan. Also, could you beat Ronda Rousey in a fight? Kind of a weird question to ask her, but kind of where his mind is on the whole thing. Question 1, again. Well, who's writing these? I need to maybe get a better intern. Okay. Question 1 again. Can you make a vaccine that's like against baldness? I will not take it. Kids need to learn Krav McGraw. They do, which is Tim McGraw's fighting style. Yo, why isn't news radio streaming anywhere? That's a good question. I'd like to watch that show again. Oh, it is? It's just on one of those weird streaming services called like Mustard TV or whatever? That's a bummer. He's asking valid questions. You can be mad. You can't deny it. Finally, the last question he would ask Kamala Harris is, do you have Donald Trump's number? I sure would like to interview him. We did it, guys. I feel like Letterman doing one of his top 10 lists. All right, we had fun. I'm done talking. I've talked for like 2 hours, and it's not good. I should not have probably done that.
Shut up and sit down.